Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you here in Overall Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. It is Year 2, Day 76 for EDSS in the Realm Reborn. And last time, we completed the final Hildebrand mystery by helping to stop Ellie and her sister Cece from creating a zombie wasteland in Ul'dah and Thanalan. And then we proceeded to defeat Gilgamesh once and for all, and obtain the stolen weapons as a result, as well as the lost treasures too. So, now that we've taken care of pretty much everything that I wanted to take care of as far as side stories and side dungeons are concerned, it's time to move on to the last part of the patch 2.5 storyline, because they introduced it in two parts, as I've mentioned before. They introduced it in January, the other one was introduced last month. So, it is now time for us to start making our way towards the end of this game. So let's speak with Lady Minfilia to start the first story challenge here in the last half of patch 2.5, with a challenge entitled Mask of Grief. Minfilia has the request to make of you.
Have you a moment, Edie? I believed Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Breda's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast.
Yeah, we always wonder just how much emotion, well, we can see it on her face a lot, but sometimes we need to see behind the mask in order to really see what she's thinking. But of course, we've never actually seen what Ida looks like without her mask on. Ida, we've come to console you.
Hey, it's Edie! Great! Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moon would tell me to tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think maybe you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here.
I can definitely do that for you, Ida.
Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you, and the daisy at Wraithfrost.
Thank you, Ida. Try to keep your head up, girl. But yeah, we want to go and leave now and make our way to Rowena, who is one of the main denizens of the Revenant's Toll, one of the main merchants. And we have crossed paths with her before in regards to helping to get Edie with his the progress on his relic weapon, the Gay Bolg. So thankfully it's still early in the morning, and thankfully there aren't many people currently on right now. But hey, it's always awesome to see a fellow Dragoon or two. That's nice. That's always nice to run alongside my brothers and sisters. And hey, there's another one! This must be my lucky day if I'm running into this many brother and sister Dragoons already. Alright, Rowena.
What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade?
Well, actually it's this.
Hey, they got you running errands now. Them Scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Eorzeus to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you best learn to say no, or they'll have you mocking out the Chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The Moon Daisy, was it? Here then, take it. And tell that Ida lass I've got a wide selection of hairwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dirty old mask of hers. God knows she needs to.
Yeah, I'll make sure to pass on your sentiments as well, Rowena. Thanks. Yeah. So now, we are going to, as Ida mentioned, rendezvous with her at Wraithfrost. And of course, we were not there that long ago, just a few days ago actually, because of course, this is where we paid our last respects to Breda, who sacrificed herself in order to successfully bring to an end the life of the Asien Nabrales, proving that not even the Asians themselves are free from immortality. So we're gonna make our way through the wilderness here in Mordona. Because places we've crossed on quite a number of occasions here in our journeys. Of course, going down this path helped lead us to where Castrum Sentry is, and of course that is where we helped to rescue the Scions of the Seventh Dawn that were captured. Minfilia, Papalimo, Orionge, and Tataru. Yeah, they were captured by the Garlean Empire, and we had to go rescue them. It took us over... They were captured on like day 53, and it took us over about 5 weeks to get the necessary training, for one, and get the necessary gear for another, in order to save them. But we did it, and now that we've done all that, we never have to go back there again, actually, I don't think. That doesn't mean we still can't be running from a whole bunch of crazy Morbolls and mud puppies, because yeah, you know the Morbolls would love to expel their carbon monoxide right in my face. They would love nothing more than to do that. Because yeah, Final Fantasy history has dictated anything to us is that Morbolls, or Marlboros as they were once known, would love nothing more than to bad breath you into oblivion. Yeah, they actually weren't so bad in Final Fantasy XII. They were actually a lot more fightable, I guess I should say. More easier to combat. Alright, we've reunited with Ida here at Wraithfrost. Ida?
Rowena can be so annoying, she would just not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it fine just the way it is, she says it's again and then again and then again! It drives me crazy! What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it.
Oh, here you go there, Ida. Yeah, we've come such a long way, you and I, when we first met back on day 5 in year 1.
Moonbreeder loved these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I get the feeling you frequent this place a lot since she's passed away? Since she sacrificed herself?
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
Oh, you're back. Here, rub it in some more.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Yeah, what are you getting at? And of course, since we're the only ones who can see Midgard Silmir, Ida has absolutely no clue that he was here. But yeah, it looks like the warning shots are now being fired. And yeah, that's not a warning shot, that's an entire fleet of dragons.
Is that what I think it is?
Oh, it would be. Yeah, Langshell, of course.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Alpha Node, not
We have
unclear.
received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Of course. Yeah, we got a job to do. And we better do it now. Is the end indeed coming? We are soon about to find out. One quick thing I need to do before we get going on this, because I do not want any interruptions at all while I'm doing this. So, off to the Rising Stones again. Because we now know that there is danger afoot. Yeah, or if you watch SpongeBob SquarePants, there's evil afoot! Evil! And it's probably one of the few things I actually like about SpongeBob SquarePants, because there's really hasn't been, in the last 6 or 7 years, not all that much to like about the show. And it's become too dumb. The humor's become too dumb, I find. Alpha Node.
My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Mubreda's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Coerthas will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. That must be Lucia. So let's speak with Alpha Node to take on the next challenge entitled Defenders for Ishgard. Alpha Node awaits the arrival of the Ishgardian envoy. The envoy is here. And of course it is Lucia. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I will forego the usual pleasantries if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians? The Dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the central highlands a short while ago, and battle will soon join thereafter. So Americ himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. I'm guessing even one lost life is too many for you proud temple knights. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do, though it pricks our pride to display we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus stained by the horde, so Americ would meet you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well, I shall depart for Coerthas at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Uldar must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the Grand Companies of Eosia. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the Grand Companies on your behalf, I do not promise a favorable reply. Yeah, given the circumstances that have occurred over this game. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. Yeah, she gets it too. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. Very well, I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the Grand Companies. In the event that your plea does not receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Amaric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request. I personally appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgard Sumir and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Of course I can assist, but of course I know Midgard Sumir ever hovers over my shoulder. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. Yeah, even though we no longer have the light itself. Towards the end the road leads us to both Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Edie. Very well. We'll see you later there, Alpha Node. And you too, Miss Lucia. Alright. Oh, another cutscenes are coming. Alright, yeah, we can see the vantage points now at Coerthas. And what are we going to be dealing with? It seems quiet now, but rest assured it's not going to be that way for much longer. But it looks like the Temple Knights are holding their own against the Dravanian soldiers. But what if more dragons come? Unless this is vice versa and it's actually the... No, it's the Dravanian horde, led by Iceheart. Yeah. Walks through unopposed, led by her allies, masquerading as temple knights.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken.
Is she gonna become Shiva again?
Yeah, all bow down. Was that a protective dome that was protecting Iceheart that just got shattered?
Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
And there they go. Round 2. With evil laughter to boot. Yeah, she claims to work for a Hydaelyn, but her methods are very unsavory. Alright, here we go. Over to Camp Dragonhead. Because we certainly have a lot of work to do. And we better take care of it now, our soul is lost. Because now that we no longer have the light in our possession, how much longer can we hold out in reality? Alright, Alpha Node. Sliding down the banister to say hello to you.
It seems I was the swift lady. You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of the trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot.
Alright. So we've actually been to the Gates of Judgment before. We actually have done some challenges with the people there that our presence was not well received, as one can imagine under the circumstances. But we hopefully will be able to get much more positive feedback and much more positive conversation from them this time. At least that's what I hope we're gonna get. So yeah, the Gates of Judgment are right over here. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna go ahead and speak with the people that we're gonna be dealing with. Gotta speak with 4 different knights here at the Gates of Judgment. So let's go ahead, because yeah, we've spoken to a few of these before. Alright. Hello, sir.
The Gates of Judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the uttermost layer of Iceheart's magical wells. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered...
Yeah, don't even think it. And I have a brother Dragoon here too.
Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if that means cutting them down one by one.
What about this trembling knight over here?
We not need fret over much. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion, but there will be fine.
And finally one more knight back here hiding from view. And cowering in a corner no less.
When I laid my eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones.
Doesn't sound good. Alpha Node? Well, we've heard the knight's testimonials.
'Twould seem the heretic struck first and most telling blow against Iceheart. Science, we expect you to come to Dragonhead.
Oh, hi Lucia.
My apologies. We chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the calls. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of our worlds. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Americ awaits you.
Very well. And so that challenge is completed. So let's waste no time in starting on the next one. Alpha Node with the next challenge entitled The Worm's Roar. Alpha Node seems eager to return to Camp Dragonhead. Oh, I'll bet.
Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Hochefort will know if Sir Americ means to receive us.
And so we will do just that. Back to Camp Dragonhead. The fast way this time. Now, I've often found myself wondering sometimes, like, why don't they put more of the aetherite crystals in important locales where they're needed, because yeah, there's only one such crystal for all of Coerthas, and it's a large territory to cover. Horshapan, 'tis reassuring to behold the countenance of our friend when one's homeland titters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. But you did not come to Dragoon to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and will treat you with you in the Intercessory. Then there we shall go. And Alphinaud's already making his way there. Yeah, we've been to the Intercessory before. It's right around this corner over here. So, let's speak with the guard and let him know we want to go inside. Time to have another conversation with Sir Amarek. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics are much to answer for. Yes, but we are recently returned from the Gates of Judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. Yeah, he's mulling it over. On the contrary, Master Alphinaud, I think it more important than ever that this meeting takes place. Rest assured I shall return to my post on Ishgar's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estenienne. What? Did I hear that right? Oh, false alarm. No, it's not a false alarm. Remember the guy we had to beat to become a full-fledged Asia Dragoon? Well, guess what? He's back! Are we gonna have to fight each other again? May I present to you Ishgar's Asia Dragoon? Even though he wears black. An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. Oh, you don't want to know about this one, believe me. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lance, Estenienne is without equal. You want to bet? He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of their dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. If ever I was without equal, I am no longer, as my fellow Asia Dragoon here will attest. Be at ease, Edie, I did not come to challenge you this day. But you'll challenge us later, won't you? Yeah. Well now, that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I will share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. 'Twas seen that Isel and the Dravanians shall come in goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen heir. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Holdroth, the beast is said to have terrorized Coerthas since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many other scars our worlds bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to razz the city. The trophy Holdroth plucked from the bested one's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength, and then no wall or world could we erect would be stout enough to deny him. Yeah, Midgard Somir offering some voices. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal man could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The Eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. Oh, so Estenienne put it back. But though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength, though the endless march of years the dragons endure. Patient, calculating, exhonorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true of the Great Worms, they who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength and for us to bolster our defenses. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates.
You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then?
Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hold their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. 'Tis a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested.
So it would seem. You have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us?
I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons.
This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania.
Yeah, everything now is being pushed back on them.
When the Aeolsian Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war?
I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, our horde would have little cause to linger, and almost would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Coerthas will be buried in snow, and the land will become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Gallians' arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire will not hesitate to claim Coerthas. They will not even have to draw steel. Well, when you put it that way.
An imperial province sharing a border with Mordona. 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone.
Nor did I ever think you would. Now upon the matter of the roar, allow me, Sir America. Through the power of the eye, have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Yeah, we know that. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you. For now, because we've seen what happens when he loses that control. And the eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice.
Then the worm who roared
was Nidhogg. Ah, he means to hurl his hold against Danifen's Kolar and shatter the remaining walls that protect the city. There can be no doubt, the worm has summoned his minions to war. Yeah, the message that we got when we spoke with with Estenien when he was introduced, that we will not battle this day. Obviously, if a person went through this game, got to this point, but never played as a Dragoon, there's no way they could have gotten that particular added message from Estenien. Only if you had played as an Azure Dragoon and faced Estenien in the final Dragoon challenge could you have gotten that extra message. Of that I'm quite certain. So, let's speak with Alphinaud to complete the challenge.
Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause.
Provided they're willing.
Sir Americ was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter once one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open his gates to outsiders, I suspect that softening the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed.
Indeed they will, because we're going to call this episode here, since we're pretty much at half an hour at this point. So yeah, now that we know that we have the return of Estenien, what role is he going to play in our efforts to try and bring the people of Coerthas a little solace against the fight against the Dravanians? That we will know next time. And so, with Estenien ever staring on, I would like to thank you for watching the continuation of this Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And when I join you again, we will speak with Alphinaud to see if we can indeed gain the cooperation of the Eorzean Alliance to stop the Dravanians in their assault on Ishgard. So, until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Navora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.